Welcome back to Outdoor Guys. Today we're going to do a video on where to put your trail cameras to find deer. That can be does, that can be bucks, either one. I'm just going to run down some tips and tricks that I've learned over the years. Now look, it took me a while to figure this stuff out. You know, there's a lot of information and videos on YouTube about this stuff, which is awesome. The point of these videos is to share information. I really like running my trail cameras on video. That would be the first tip I'd tell you guys. I think you find out a lot more. You can see the deer better, I feel like, especially if it's like a buck. But I'm gonna start by just going by season, right? So depending on what state you live in, where I'm at, you know, we have a couple different seasons. You know, the weather changes quite a bit, the cover changes quite a bit. If you're down south, you know, probably don't change as much, but I'm talking about the eastern part of the map in general here. But let's just start kind of around bow season. Like opening day here is September, so you know we have a lot of vegetation and things like that. But, you know, an advantage to that is you can see trails very well. Like, you know, pretty much walk in any part of the woods and anything that's run down, you can see where deer are traveling. So, you know, hang a trail camera on it. We use trail cameras to scout, you know, where we're going to hunt. You know, we use it. It's an awesome tool we have to see, you know, what deer we have in our area and things like that. So if you see a rundown trail, though, I think that's a good starting point. You know, the more you hunt a property, the more you're going to learn it because you're going to try a lot more different things. You know, so time does definitely help with this stuff, but there's a couple things you can do to break it down and try to break that time down and find deer quicker and easier. So summertime, a water source is great. The property I hunt has a creek that runs through it, so you can look down and see the crossings. You know, you can see their tracks right through the mud. That's a good spot to hang one. Like I said, the trails, if you have a food source, depending on where you're hunting, if you're hunting a farm, you know, that opens up a whole nother window for you. But you know, you can kind of look on the field edges and things like that, where you can see trails coming out. You know, while we're on that topic of a food source, a lot of the bucks like to have a staging area. So if you can locate that, that would be awesome to hang one. All right, let's kind of transition into like the fall. This is my favorite time. You know, if you have doe bedding, any type of thick doe bedding, hanging a trail camera there. Scrapes will start to open up. You'll have scrapes early season, but I feel like depending on the property you're hunting, it's a little bit easier to find them in the fall because the leaves are falling and they'll have a big, you know, dugout, bare dirt spot where you can hang a trail camera. Bucks will definitely hit them. Does will hit them. They both open them up. They both hit scrapes. It's a communication spot for all deer. So if you want to hang one there, that's super exciting to see what bucks you have in your area. That's one of my favorite spots to hang one. You know, bucks will start laying down sign more in the fall, like the pre-rut leading up to the rut. So any rubs, if you find a fresh rub, like a bigger one, you know, you can hang them on smaller ones too. You never know, a bigger buck could hit them as well. But that's another spot, you know, to hang the trail camera. The property I hunt has acorns in the fall, so the trails leading to and from the food source, you can hang them there. I hunt a 20-acre piece, and we have like a couple main trails that run, you know, it's a main travel corridor for the deer, you know, from bedding to feeding and vice versa. But also we get bucks from surrounding farms that use them same trails, you know, throughout the rut, you know, because the does are using them trails. So if you can locate them trails, that's a spot you can hang one. I'm starting to hang my cameras way early season all the way through, you know, the rut and things like that. But like I said, once you learn the property, if you're trying to like speed scout, if you're on public land and stuff like that, you know, it can be a little bit trickier. The size of the property too, you know, obviously if you have a bigger property, you're going to need more trail cameras. I tend to hang a lot more than other people. I just like to know everything that's going on. And cellular trail cameras, like, if, you know, they're pretty affordable now and they're everywhere. So as long as you get a good one, they can be super helpful as well. Let's just transition right into, like, you know, post-rut and late season. You know, the bucks and deer are going to be right back on food again. So, you know, I would take them back to the food sources like we kind of covered in the beginning. You know, people that like to put corn down themselves or like bait deer, that's another thing you can do to take inventory on, you know, bucks and does, and if it's legal in your state, you can also hunt over that. So if you don't have the time to hunt or you don't have the right property, you know, that's another tip I can give you to try to, you know, get you some action on your trail cameras and figure out what you have walking around in that area. Some people, you know, will put their own watering holes in and things like that, depending on, you know, again, like what property you have and what permission and access, you know, you have. There's one particular spot like back on the property that I hunt that's kind of like a funnel. If you don't really know what that is, it's just kind of the way the lay of the land is. It kind of pushes deer to one spot, and it actually kind of funnels in the doe bedding, so it gets kind of thick there too. So if you have any of those spots during that time period, you know, you can definitely find some bucks cruising through the thicker stuff. Sometimes, you know, during the rut they'll come out in the wide open following a hot doe too. So all those spots are good. My main advice would be just get some cameras out, guys. Like, you got to start somewhere. It doesn't have to be perfect. You know, your most worn down trails, like I said in the beginning, I would focus there, depending on what season you're in or what time of the year it is, you know, what the deer are doing at that time of year. So I hope those tips helped you out. If you guys aren't really seeing on your trail cameras what you're looking for, don't be afraid to move them. And like I said too, you might need to grab a couple more. I feel like it'll save you some time. It might cost you a little bit more money depending on what your budget is. You can get cheaper ones if that's the case, but in my opinion, like, the more ground I can cover, the quicker I can scout, and the quicker I know where I need to be and where my cameras need to be. Drop a comment down below. Let me know if you guys have any questions about trail cameras. I'd be more than happy to answer any of them. Ring that notification bell too, guys, to get all my content as soon as it drops. Give this video a thumbs up if you liked it. Smash that subscribe button down. Until the next one, you've officially been outdoors.